Farscape Engineers Inspector Summary Video. Here we are in Boylston Street in Boston. Farscape must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. Somebody went through the trouble of painting this entire Farscape. Okay, so lead paint is evident, but again, because it's been painted, when you paint it 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, it's a good paint job. So let's talk about the structural. The structural is that they changed a lot of the easy bolts on the railings, especially. Some tie back into the buildings in some areas is not so good, 25 to 50% failure. My grading is not so bad. I don't see too many spacer issues, but the grading spacers, some of them are misaligned, indicating that they need reinforcement, and that is 25%. All right, so let's go back. So as you can see, structural, major crack along this wall, and that's over 5-6 feet tall. So this needs to be addressed by a mason. This can be addressed by us, and we can actually, that's because the steel in here, the water's still getting in here. Driven rain adds rust jacking to that. All the bolts, all the easy bolts were done, but they didn't remove all the rust. So if there was rust in here, they didn't remove any rust. They just changed the bolt, Now, the one thing on all of them, 100%, they have rust jacking on the stringer clips, and they changed one bolt here, but they didn't change any bolts here, and there's rust jacking happening back here. Okay, rust jacking happening. So none of these bolts were changed other than a couple here, the easy ones. And on the other side, only the 2 bottom bolts were changed. All right, painted. All these treads, 100% of these treads, they never removed the rust, and they put in new bolts. But as you're gonna see, look, 1/2 inch of rust jacking happening here. So this bolt that was put in on every single tread, brand new bolts. Top bolts too. They've been jacking. Rust has been allowed to grow, so all these bolts are compromised. Look, 3/8 of rust jacking. Some is 1/8 of rust jacking. But again, we can load test these and then change only the ones that we feel are in critical issue. But again, it'll always fail every year. So recommendation is 1 at a time. Drop the tread, remove the rust, clean it, prime it, put it back. Okay, so let's go. Look at that cement issues. That area up there needs to be sealed for cement. All the brackets, 50 to 75% of all the brackets have cement issues. Look at all the rust jacking that's happening here. Again, easy changing of bolts. They did the easy ones and gave it a paint job. Okay, let's go down. Spacers, again, only 25% failure on the spacers. We do have lights on every floor. And we do have cement issues here. Cement right there, okay? So 50 to 75% of the cement, I would hit it at 75%. And then coming down, 100% of all the rust never got removed on these stringers. This is original bolts, rusting in behind. Original, changes here. The original bolts stay behind. They changed the 2 lower bolts there, but the top ones they didn't touch. Okay, rust jacking, massive rust jacking in all the treads. And this is eating the C channel, this is eating the clip. And they put in new bolts there, it's eating the bolts. Massive rust jacking here, massive rust jacking there. So again, they did the easy bolts, but not necessary. So here's some original square head bolts that remained, but new bolts here, but they didn't change these. You change enough of them, there's no load test required, okay? So cement on every floor, touching up. They use some cement in some areas, they use an epoxy in others. Rust jacking happening in all the treads. Every single tread did not get switched out. Only a couple of bolts got changed. The rest remained. They didn't change these. They didn't change these like they did in some other floors, but the easy ones, new bolts. This is an epoxy that they use to basically, I don't know if that's structural or not. Cement cleansing, and they have some structural cracks here that they basically used an epoxy to buy time. That needs cement work. So gradings are in good order. Let's go down to the next floor. Easy bolts were done. Again, only 1 bolt of 4 got changed out. These 2 at bottom got done. Those 2 bottoms got done. Only 1 on that side. They didn't even do the second bolt. Okay, so let's go down. Massive tread jacking on all the treads. Some cement. Some of this iron is exposed. It's expanding and breaking your wall. Work there. Needs to be patched and done. Lights on all floors. Rust jacking in all treads. Okay, again, new bolts, but rust jacking. No bolt change here. So again, the 50 to 75%, some cement work that needs to be done there. Gradings, in only 25% of this grading is their misalignment. Some cement work here, for sure on that side. You got cement work going down, okay. Rust jacking happening on both sides of the treads. No bolt changes here. Welds there with the rust still in the connection. All the bolts still here. Look at all that rust jacking behind here. Okay, and again, they only switched out the 2 bottom bolts, the 2 top bolts they didn't touch. Rust jacking in every tread. Look at the massive amount of rust jacking happening here. Okay, so rust jacking, some sort of epoxy. Instead of filling it with proper cement, repacking it correctly, they use an epoxy. So 3/4 out of this needs to be addressed. So that's why 75% of the cement needs to be addressed. Not all bolts got changed, only the easy ones. Some welds were introduced. This needs a bolt to eliminate load testing. That bolt stayed. New bolts, again, easy bolts got taken care of. And cement work over there needs coming down. Again, grading is in good order. Cement work here, cement work there for sure, cement work there. So again, easy bolts were done. Rust remained in the connection. They didn't remove any connection. Welded, rust remained. This weld is suspect. This is all full of rust inside here. And so these bolts no longer doing their job. They changed the 2 easy bolts below. They didn't change the 2 easier bolts above. Rust jacking in every floor. Material loss in some of these clips you can see through. Okay, so cement work on all the floors. Over there, as you can see, they always favored changing the bolts to 1/2-inch bolt on the bottom, but they didn't do all the others. Okay, so massive rust jacking in all the treads. That was never removed, but all new bolts left and right. Okay, coming down, cement issues there. Grading, 25% failure. Lights on every floor. Spacers. Okay, it's not too bad here, but a little bit of repair. This iron is growing, so you need to seal that up so that water doesn't get in there. Coming down, rust jacking, bolts not changed except for the bottom. Again, rust jacking that remained, rust jacking inside that clip. All the treads have rust. This thing is also carrying the weight of the cantilever. The cantilever pivot point is off this fire escape. So we would definitely ask that this floor be reinforced to carry the suspended platform, and then this staircase that gets reinforced because it's got all the weight of that cantilever and a chain that's whacking it all the time. Cement work there, cement work. So 75% of this needs some cement work. All this rust on the treads needs to be removed. Finish changing out the bolts. Again, they changed and sometimes didn't change the easy bolts, you know what I'm saying? So again, looking up at the cement work, there was some structural work that I found that needs to be done on a wall here that's pretty massively broken. This is right here. That's a mason, involves some cement work. Cantilever has a release arm. Okay, this release arm is not functioning. Got to get rid of that green rope. The chain is on the back side here. And again, she's not balanced, but when you step out 2 to 3, she goes down. She goes down, and this is a new cantilever here, supported incorrectly on a seat, on a bracket. So this is to avoid. And coming down, as you can see here, we are into dumpsters. So all these dumpsters do not belong to the building. They're here illegal, but they're also blocking. So this is a fire violation. Fire department can come down here and write violations to the people that own this, that they are causing a possible issue with any tenants or firemen trying to get up. So these things need to be removed, and bollards need to be put together. So that's the conclusion. Cement work down below also needs to be addressed and taken care of. Any questions, fire escape engineers?